Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Kitchen Angle podcast. I want to say thank you to my loyal listeners out there. Seeing a lot of viewership on the Spotify app, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, just about every podcast platform out there. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to listen to us here on the Kitchen Angle. This show is growing into a big margin. It really is. And very, very soon, we will be launching a new Facebook page. Yes, that is correct, folks. The Kitchen Angle will have another home. Facebook will be coming soon, very, very soon. It's actually in the works. My handlers are helping me out create a page for you, the viewer. And on this page, it's all on you. If you want suggestions added to the show, drop a comment on Facebook there, or leave me a message through Messenger there. It's all on you. Anything you want to hear on the show, maybe something I'm not speaking directly about, or something that you don't want me to speak, okay, that's go both ways. That's you. You know, you the viewer, I'm leaving this for you on my Facebook page, The Kitchen Angle, which will be launching very, very soon. Okay? Also, you can hear all my shows on the Kitchen Angle Facebook page, which will be very, very soon added onto. And usually about an hour after I do my podcast, they are launched everywhere, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you hear a podcast, it will be launched within an hour. That's right, folks. So as always, thank you for tuning into the Kitchen Angle podcast. And we'll see you on the next one. Welcome to another episode of the Kitchen Angle podcast. Your host, Mike. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition to the Kitchen Angle podcast. I'm Mike, your host. On to today's show. Got a lot to talk about. I want to play this soundbite here. First here on the show, crazy Joe Biden, basically just basically acting like himself, like usual. Joe is he's now thinking Trump thinks seniors are expendable, and he's slamming the COVID response. You got to listen to this. Former Vice President Joe Biden spoke to senior voters in Pembroke Pines, Florida. This was earlier today, in Florida, slamming the president for his COVID response, and now he's blaming President Trump, saying that he thinks that seniors are expendable and forgettable. I mean, this is getting too much. Is it election day yet? Getting too much. So we're gonna play this soundbite. Soundbite number 6, please.
18,000 dead from COVID-19 and rising. Experts say we'll lose nearly another 200,000 lives in the next few months unless he fundamentally changed course. You know, I prayed for his recovery when he got COVID. And I'd hoped at least he'd come out of it somewhat chastened. But what has he done? He's just doubled down on the misinformation he did before and making it worse. So many lives have been lost unnecessarily because this president cares more about the stock market than he does about, well-being of seniors. One day before we crossed the threshold of 200,000 deaths, you may recall this, the president was at a campaign rally, and he insisted that the virus was, and I quote, a affects virtually nobody. Quote, just elderly people with heart and other problems. Nobody. Think about that. Who was he talking about when he said it affects virtually nobody? He was talking about America's seniors. He was talking about you. He was talking about my family. You've worked hard your whole life, contributing to society, building the family, building the country, serving America. You deserve security. You deserve respect and peace of mind. But you're not getting it. And by the way, if this wasn't so bizarre, you'd think, if I tried to make a movie talking about something like this in America, you'd think I was making it up. Because Donald Trump, it's simple. Not a joke. You're expendable. You're forgettable. You're virtually nobody. That's how he sees seniors. That's how he sees you. It's no surprise. Bob Woodward interviewed him. He acknowledged that he knew it was a dangerous and highly communicable disease. But he did nothing. He didn't do a thing. He didn't tell you. He didn't tell any American. Why? He told Woodward on tape, told Bob Woodward he didn't want to panic the American public. Americans don't panic. Trump panics. His reckless personal conduct since his diagnosis is unconscionable. The longer Donald Trump is president, the more reckless he seems to get. Thank God we only have 3 weeks left to go. And as a consequence, to months of lying, misleading, and irresponsible action on the part of Donald Trump, how many empty chairs are around the dining room table tonight because of his negligence? How many people's hearts are broken?
All right, turn this off. You're listening to Biden earlier today at a rally. Well, I wouldn't call it a rally. I would call it a small gathering of a rally. That's all he can bring is about maybe 10 or 15 people. But the polls are saying that he's winning by a large margin, which I don't believe anymore, due to the popularity of his, which is, needless to say, not very high. He's now blaming Trump for the coronavirus response. He's blaming him in every margin. He thinks Trump should have done a lot better. That's what the left does. But let's rewind here in history. What did Biden and Obama do during the H1N1 virus? What did they do? What did they do with the swine flu? What did they do with Ebola? What did they do with all those pandemics? I mean, there was people that that perished, right? They passed away from the disease. Where was the media on that? Where was the media reporting negativity on that? Nowhere, folks. That's where it was. It was nowhere. It was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found, because the media doesn't work that way. The media likes to only report on things about Trump, because Trump is the headline, because he's a businessman turned politician. And we never seen that in this country for a long, long time. Yeah, we've seen it with Reagan, but it wasn't as much with Reagan. We see it with Trump because there are things that Trump is doing in this country that we haven't seen in our lifetimes. To be said, folks, right after these words. Don't go anywhere. Hey, folks, back to the show. For those who's just joining in, we're talking about a segment here about Sleepy Joe, Crazy Joe, Dementia Joe, whatever you want to call him. He's got a lot of nicknames today. But he was in Pembroke Pines earlier today in Florida speaking to the 10 or 12 people in the audience of his little miniature rallies. Yes, this is the man that is saying that's beaten Trump by a margin. Where is it? I don't see it. I guess the fake news sees it, but the American people don't see it. No, I don't see it at all. What I see is a delusion of what the far left corrupted media is trying to portray here in this country. They're trying to bring the margin of Trump supporters onto the left. That's what the media is trying to do. They're trying to bring Trump supporters to the left, to the radical left, and to their agenda. But guess what, folks? The American people, they don't see that agenda. They don't believe in that agenda. They don't believe in that movement. First of all, as an American, I don't believe in that agenda myself. I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in communism. I don't believe in any of that crazy scenario of an agenda of what the far left is trying to portray. And you got Sleepy Joe earlier today in Florida. I'll tell you what, he might have dementia, but, I don't know who's telling him, but I guess they're pretty smart on this one to pretty much target senior citizens in Florida. It's a big push for Biden. Is he going to get the senior citizen vote? No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is because I think the seniors have enough common sense to vote for Trump and his common sense of agendas. I mean, Joe doesn't stand a chance against the policies that Trump has rolled out already. And, I could tell you that, he doesn't have a chance, But, this week has gone by really, 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 really crazy and just chaotic. But with that being said, folks, I want to play another soundbite here. This is why, and this is the American people. I was just telling you, with Joe trying to get voters, it's like trying to find Waldo in the famous picture, right? I mean, this man doesn't have a chance. I mean, this is turning into the whole 2016 election again. It's pretty much, history repeating itself from 4 years ago. We're seeing that same, Hillary Clinton scenario. Oh, Hillary's beaten Trump in swing states and battleground states. You see the same thing with Joe Biden. Like I said, the Democrats are trying everything they can. I said it once and I'll say it again. The Mueller reports to the Russia collusion to the impeachment hearings to, now, Trump just recovering from COVID-19, they thought that was going to be it, that's going to be it. Now Pelosi rolling out her scenario with we got to invoke the 25th Amendment. We got to have Trump out of office. And this is getting to be too much. It's getting to be too much. It really is. I want to play a quick little soundbite here of just what America sees between Biden and Trump. And this is coming right off the streets here. I mean, I was out and about earlier today, and I came across some people, and I said, hey, what's your thoughts? And I mean, this is coming right from the streets here in America of what they see between these two candidates. Let's play the earlier clip of me out and about earlier today.
All right, y'all, so I'm back. We up here registering people to vote. And I got my brother, man, I've known for a long time. Love this dude to death, man. He's a really good dude, right? So I say, hey, bro, you registered to vote this year? And he's like, yeah, I'm voting. I say, who you voting for? He was like, you already know. I'm like, Trump? He's like, hell no. Hell no. I'm like, bro, are you serious? So he's asking me, he say, Cass, why? Why vote for Trump? Okay, before we get into it, because I'm going to break it down to you. Why are you voting for Biden?
Yeah, why are you voting?
I think you're a better person. Why?
Why?
Because what's going on now in the situation with Trump? What Trump situation? What's going on now? Shit just fucked up. I believe he could come in and do a better job. You really do?
You're killing me.
What has he done? He's been in politics for 47 years.
I understand that.
What has he done in 47 years?
Hasn't done shit, pretty much.
What has he done in 47 years?
A lot.
Like what?
I mean, I just believe he'll do better than
Did
Trump.
you know that Biden, in 47 years of politics, has only been a racist, said racist things about you and me, personally, as black people, and made a bill to incarcerate black people? With Bill Clinton. The crime bill. Look it up. The man just said, you ain't black unless you vote for him. Alright? He also said he didn't want his children going to school in a racial jungle. Didn't want integration. He was for segregation. Also, not only that, he also said that poor kids can be just as bright and just as intelligent as white kids. Meaning that black, brown, red, yellow are poor. When he thinks poor, he doesn't think white at all. He's thinking about you and me. The dude ain't did nothing but hurt black people. And then his running mate, Kamala Harris, she's got a career of locking up black people. A career. Now, let's move over to Trump. You asked me why I'm voting for Trump. Before Trump was the president, did not everybody love him? In their music videos, rap videos, all the magazines. He got awards from black communities in the NAACP. Everybody loved him. But then when he came to president, they said he's a racist. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because when he came into politics, he started what he said, drain the swamp. He started taking out all the, not just politicians, the evil, corrupt politicians. Fired them, took them out, made them go away, and put in his people. Did you know that since he's been president, the economy has been better than it ever been? Unemployment at an all-time low. More jobs created than ever before. He stopped making us importer and made us an exporter. To me, that means we make more money. People talk about the wall that he wanted to build over there in Mexico. Do you know why he wanted to build the wall? And remember, they said that he was racist because he said that my brothers and sisters that's Mexican is murderers and rapists and stuff, right? That's not what he said. If you listen to the clip, he said that the MS-13, the gang, are rapists and murderers, not Mexicans. Not Mexicans, but they twisted that to make everybody around us believe that he's a racist, okay? Then they say, make America great again. What does he mean? When was America great? When you talk about make America great again, what he means is make America, like what I just said, an exporter again. Have jobs again. Have people believe in the American dream again, that they want to come to this country and they know that they're going to make it. Had nothing to do with race. All right?
All right, folks. You just heard. These are people off the streets. This is a clip I wanted to plug into the show here about a guy here. This was earlier. I mean, this is right off the streets, folks. This is right off the streets. This is the type of stuff that the media won't show you. The media won't show you this on their newscast. They won't, because it doesn't fit their agenda. They want to create division, corruption, chaos, rioting, looting, hatred. That's what they want to do. They want to pretty much hijack the entire agenda. You'll never hear this on the media. The only time you'll hear this on the media is if it's coming from a podcast, usually a conservative podcast, such as myself and others, which there are very few in this country. You don't see conservative podcasts such as myself and others. You might see it on Hannity, you might see it on Savage, you might see it on all these other podcasts hosts, which I applaud them for that. You know, we are very few podcast hosts that will plug this into the show, because the media will never plug this into their show. Why won't they plug this into their show? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's not. I mean, folks, I know it's sad to say though, but you know, that doesn't give them ratings. It seems like ratings today, to have good high ratings, you have to have violence, you have to have nudity, you have to have all this stuff on a show. There's more violence today. There's more nudity today on shows than there was 20, 30, 40 years ago. You know why? Because we live in a sick society, folks, where people thrive on that. They love it. They can't get enough of it. You know, and unfortunately, you know, sadly to say, people like looking at rioting. I don't like looking at rioting. I don't like when somebody wants to rip down an Abraham Lincoln statue or a statue that's been up there for like the last 200-300 years, or a monument that people look at. You know, when I hear things about the Stone Mountain Monument, it breaks my heart. It doesn't break my heart because I was born and raised down in the South. I'm born and raised in New Jersey. Okay, I'm a New Jersey native, but I honor all heritage in this country. It's heritage. Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Ulysses Grant. Those men have died for their cause, for this country. Without the Civil War, I don't think we would have had a United States. Sometimes, folks, you have to have bad history to create good history. And when the millennials and when these far left nut jobs understand that, then this country can move forward. But they don't understand that. They want to put the finger out. They want to, the country owes me this and owes me that. No, the country doesn't owe you a damn thing besides your freedom and your freedom of rights and everything else, your Bill of Rights. The country doesn't owe you a job. That you need to get a job. The country doesn't owe you food. You need to get yourself food. So I'm tired of the welfare. I'm tired of the foods. I'm tired of all that. It's been taken advantage from this country for a long, long time from very, very corrupted people. Speaking of corrupted people, did you hear AOC plus, what is it now? AOC plus 3 or 4 or whatever the hell they are? Yeah, AOC plus 3, right? Reacted to a progressive Democratic agenda to pressure Biden. Oh, you got to hear this. You got to hear this because Biden, they don't have a choice now. I guess they have to roll it out, but they're going back and forth with this issue. They're going back and forth with it because they want to make Biden radical like themselves, and he's somewhat radical, but he's you got to listen to this clip. Clip number 8, please.
We'll have the $5.99 steak special.
So, as the clip is being played, you'll hear what just basically
accusing him of being
on.
a puppet of Kamala Harris and the far left.
He won't be president for 3 months before the wonderful Kamala takes over with her. She's the most liberal person in the Senate. She's not a socialist. She's a step beyond socialism, as you know. It's such a crazy thing. And take a look. And Biden agreed to this with Crazy Bernie because, they have the manifesto. They've agreed to most of these things. And it's going to cost more money. Our country will be a ninth world country, not a third world country, a ninth world country.
And proving Trump's point, radical Democrats, including members of the squad, unveiling their vision for America if Joe Biden wins in November. It includes defunding the police, free health care, and canceling student loan debt. All right, Dana, so another manifesto. This one looks even more radical than the other one. I understand the reason why you want to get the far left excited, get them juiced for voting for.
All right, folks, I'm going to play a little bit more into this, but basically, this is the squad, so to speak's agenda of what they want to do. They want to defund the police. They want to cancel student debt, and they want to basically get rid of your gun rights. Yeah, this is the country of what could happen under Biden. Biden is just a puppet to them. The real people in charge are these 4 nitwits, these 4 freshmen of Congress delegates, so to speak. These are the real people that are in charge. Like I said, Biden is just a puppet. He's just a puppet. He's just there to fill the seat. The real one you'll see is Harris. Harris and the Pelosi machine. We have to get Pelosi out of office. She's causing nothing but chaos. Nothing but chaos with her new agenda now that she wants to invoke the 25th Amendment to try to remove Trump from office. Oh, boy. I touched a little bit on that on my last podcast. Where is America be in the next year from now? Yeah, that was the title. Whew. telling you, you talk. Sometimes you forget your own words. But that's the agenda. That's the agenda. That's the agenda where they want to go. Can you imagine, first of all, defunding the police? Can you imagine when you call 911, you're supposed to hear a 911 operator answer the phone. Hi, 911, can I help you? What's your emergency? Can you imagine what the new message would be if there is going to be a defund the police type of movement in this country? Hi, 911, is everything okay? We'll be here praying for you and keeping you on our thoughts as we send out a social service worker to the scene. Can you believe that? I mean, that could happen. That could happen. I mean, folks, we're living through some scary times. We're living through some very, very scary times. Like I said, I don't know how much more this country can go through. I don't know. It's just, as the year goes by, year by year, we folks are running out of people for this country to fight for. To fight for this country. People like Trump. We're running out of people like that. There's not many people in this country that are willing to take the mantle, so to speak, and fight. I don't see where this country's going to go in the next possibly 10 or 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. But I'm telling you right now, are we in a civil war? You're damn right we're in a civil war. We're in a civil war of many wars. Folks, you are in a culture war right now where leftist mobs are trying to destroy the heritage of this country. You are in a race war where groups like Antifa and Black Lives Matter are trying to divide you more than ever. And folks, you are in another war of itself, a government war, where one party is trying to invoke the other. And folks, I'm telling you right now, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. You need to understand where this country's going. You need to literally, if you haven't voted before, if this is your first time voting in 10 or 20, 30 years, maybe it's your first time ever, you need to get to the ballot box and put your vote in for Trump. He will save you. He will save this country. We need that man in office to fight the good fight for the American people. The time is now, like it's never been before. I'm telling you right now, do you want to literally live in a country like Cuba? Do you want to live in a country like Venezuela? Do you want to live in a country like China? I sure as hell don't. You don't even want to know what goes on in those countries. You have to fight for the freedoms that you still have to preserve them for the next 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, hundreds and hundreds of years from now. Because that's what this country was founded on. Freedoms, liberties. You don't get that anywhere in the world besides this country. And folks, they are trying to rip it away from you. They don't want you to have them anymore. Do you understand what is going on in this country? We'll be right back, folks, after these short words. Hey guys, welcome back. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor Podcasting. Anchor, what a great app. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you're looking for a podcast to start out, choose Anchor. I'm telling you what, Anchor is out there, guys. It really is. It really is. I love Anchor, and it's great. It really is. It's a good app.
It's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast, all in one place with Anchor.
Hey folks, back to the show. What the hell is going on with this country? What is going on? Oh boy, I tell you. Did anybody catch the last couple of days? They've been having the hearing for the new justice, Supreme Justice, Amy Coney Barrett, and they've been drilling her. They've been drilling her ever since. They've been attacking her, and I mean, it's getting too much, folks. It really is. It's getting to be, you know what it is? It's like a bunch of kids in the classroom that are just attacking the one child. And guess what that one child is? People like Trump. That makes up the one child. It really does, because it's a group. You know, they either attack the child or the group. So they're attacking this one group. And they're going so far by attacking this president and people in his inner circle that they're not just hurting him, they're hurting you, the American people. They're hurting your freedoms, folks. They're hurting your liberties. I mean, they've gone so far left that they're willing to destroy the Constitution. Destroy that document that was signed by men that literally signed their death warrant so many hundreds of years ago for you, the American people. They're going so far to take your gun rights away. They're going so far to even take your freedom of speech away. Can you believe that if they actually succeed, do you know that this country won't have freedoms or liberties? Do you understand what is at stake here? Do you even understand the metaphor of what's going on? I mean, seriously, if you don't understand, folks, then, you might as well just sign your rights away as an American citizen. And this country, I'm telling you, is going to be reformed. It's going to be reformed, and you're going to have so many different cultures in this country. It's literally, I'm telling you, it's going to be scary. I mean, a lot of people don't understand, the fundamentals of what's going to happen. They don't understand. They think it's, I've seen people laugh about it. I've seen people not even take this seriously. Do you know that if you don't vote, that is one vote for Joe? If you don't vote for Trump, you are taking one vote away from Trump, and it's going to Joe Biden. Do you understand that? Do you understand what you are doing as a citizen? You are literally risking your freedoms and liberties. And if you think that this is not serious, then, my friends, you're going to learn the hard way after November 3rd, because we will be living in a very, very, very scary place in the next coming weeks. With that being said, folks, thank you for joining into tonight's podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.
You just heard an episode of the Kitchen Angle Show, an Anchor podcast.